Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope all is well. Hope all is well. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and post on all the socials, make sure we're good to go. Camera's looking nice. So if you guys notice, upgrade the background a little bit, upgraded the camera system a little bit. So the audio quality and visual quality should be much more appealing. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. I'm going to quickly just go over what we're going to be covering today. So this is a Q&A. I'm going to do these maybe twice a week. I may, oops, give me 1 second. I may do a Q&A where I'm doing one Q&A during the week, and I may just flip flop. So do one during the day and then do a Q&A session in the evening. So I know some investors, they only work in the day. Some investors work in the evening. So just based off of what you guys want, I don't want to sit here and lecture because I feel like I tend to repeat what I say over and over again. The fundamentals aren't going to change. And really what you guys need is clarity on your in your business. So if you guys just bear with me as people trickle in, we'll go ahead and get started. I already got a couple questions from the community. I just need to do an audio check on my do an audio check on all my platforms, and then we'll roll. So I'm going to mute myself for a moment. And again, Q&A. So as you guys are coming in, drop your questions. If you have any KPI sheets, any questions about your campaigns, drop them and we will go over them. Again, KPI sheets, have them prepared. I may ask you guys to screen share. If you can't screen share because I'm not on Google Meet, you can share your KPI sheet with me and I'll screen share it. So again, we're going to be going over your campaigns on this call. So let me make sure I'm live in YouTube and in my Facebook group. 1 second. Music sucks. All right, looks like we're good to go. Let me just make sure I'm good on YouTube, and then I'll go into it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get to it. So a couple updates, guys. So if you are in the community, the Facebook community, just know that I have turned on comments. So if you guys want to go ahead and drop your comments, I'm debating whether I want to add the ability for people to post their deals. Guys, I don't want my group to be like any other group on Facebook. So I'm just very mindful of maintaining the integrity of my group. So if you guys only see me post, it's for a reason. So you could post your comments, but they'll be in the pending approval area. So they'll go there. Anybody who posts, who I see posting over and over again, high quality comment, I'll go ahead and just approve you all your posts to be to go on there, right? I need to add some people here in the group, but I think most of the people I did add that joined a few days ago or weeks ago. So again, you guys can post in the group. Again, I'm debating whether I want to have the ability to post deals. I just don't want it to be a deal fest. I want it to be informative. So anybody who has questions, go ahead and drop them. Again, I made a post saying that you guys could post in there. So make sure you put your post in the group, guys. Let's go ahead and get into the first question we have here. So we have a gentleman in the community, Elisha Morris. Shout out to you, Elisha. He came through with the first question, and that's my issue is leads. So do you know how we pull government list in Philly? Yes. So guys, you can do FOIA requests. So a FOIA request is a Freedom of Information Act request. So this is going to allow you to get information from the city, right? From the county. They can't deny you if you send a FOIA request. So these county people, if you call them, they may say, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. Guys, you're going to have to be almost a private investigator on your end to make sure that these people are abiding by the laws. All right. So I always submit FOIA requests. I still do it to this day. And sometimes what I do is I may get ahead of it and just say, hey guys, I get you're busy. Tell me how much it is for admin fees. And guys, if they come back and they're like, it's $2,000 for like county records, that's somebody's trying to scam. Somebody's trying to pay their mortgage. They should just be charging you for admin fees. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what this looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Google here. And I'm going to share this tab. So I'm just going to do FOIA request, Philadelphia. And there should be a site that populates that lets you submit the FOIA. And Google has the little handy, I guess, the AI overview here. So you can follow that, or you can just go directly to the page, because the FOIA request may go to different departments based off what you need. So I know some counties, it all goes to one FOIA department. I know other counties, like if you want code violations, you need to contact the code violations department to get the code violations records. They don't have a centralized FOIA department, but I think in Philly they'll have one, since it's a larger area. So a Freedom of Information Act, guys, it's the law, right? This is how you're able to see celebrity homes that sell, or even know where celebrities live. It's not illegal. This stuff is, taxes are available freely, right? This is public information. A lot of information that you would think is private is actually public. Now, you may need to, again, submit a FOIA request because it's confidential and it's not public, but you can essentially do a subpoena for it, a citizen subpoena. That's what I call it. You're doing your own subpoena to get this information. So what can we get? With a FOIA request, we get code violations, tax delinquent records. We can get tear down, like properties that are scheduled for tear down. We could get pre-foreclosures. You could get inmate records, right? So one thing that I've done is I've gotten inmate records of people that have gotten sent into prison, and then I would have my VA cross-reference those people that have properties, because most likely they're going to not have somebody in the house, especially if they're single. So it's just going to sit there and it's going to go in a state of disrepair. Most people aren't preparing to go to prison unless it's a big sentence. But, either way, somebody who's going to prison probably doesn't have their stuff together. So they probably live in a bad house. You can get those records. Some records are iffy. Water shutoff records, fire damage properties, may not be able to get them. And also, too, a couple of suggestions here. You don't have to not say you're an investor, but I would, if they don't ask for the information, I wouldn't freely give it. You don't have to tell them I'm an investor. I need this information. They don't need to know that. If they ask, you can just say, hey, I'm doing a research project, or hey, I'm a reporter. They're not going to look and see where you're from or what you're doing, and they can't deny it. Now, if you can make things more difficult on yourself if you say you're an investor, because some areas they're getting pummeled by these FOIA requests. Now, some of this data you can get online. You can get this online where they may have it all. They have it online. Like I know in New York, in certain boroughs, they actually have, I think, code violations where you could download them online. So you can always search in your area before you submit a FOIA request. Let's just do Philly code violations list. Okay, so Philly code violation list, violation and order types, boom. So they may not have the list here. So if you want the list, you likely have to go and see, you likely have to go and file a FOIA request. Okay. So what you would do is get the email. So I'm going to see the email at open records officer. So they have different officers for each department. So you would go to the department you want to go to. So in this case, you can go to code violations, code enforcement. Let's see which one I would go to here. Fire department. Okay, so fire department. If you want fire damage properties, you can submit a request. So like an EMS report or fire report, boom. But the processing time 6 to 8 weeks. That's crazy. But you can get the fire report for your area. So you can get all the homes that were fire damaged. Right? You're just going to have to wait a little bit. Maybe they can expedite this, but some of these areas just take so long. You can always call them, but they can't deny you if you do this. And they honestly may just do this to dissuade people from trying to get properties under contract, or get properties where people are where they're fire damaged, right? Because a lot of the stuff that I'm telling you guys, it used to be hush hush and used to be only shared in mastermind groups. Now it's basically common knowledge. I wouldn't say common knowledge, but it's a lot more accessible. So knowing that a lot of these companies or counties, they've adjusted. And they're like, well, let's just make it more difficult on them to get the fire damage records. They can't deny you. They cannot deny you. But at the same time, if you try to call them and they say, well, you can't get that information, just know you're legally allowed to get it. So I used to do open records requests quite a bit. Let's see, we have a chat here. Okay, so we have, hey, what's going on, my friend JV? Made the changes. We're now getting 100 SMS per lead. Oh, okay, John. Okay, cool. Boom. So guys, John Villanova, this is my guy. So we actually had a consulting call, about a week, 2 weeks ago. And so he was dealing with some issues with his SMS campaigns. So don't want to go into all the details, but he was getting, I think it was 291, 300 texts to get one lead. So we made some changes in his system, quick 1 hour consultation call. And now he's getting 100. It takes 100 SMS to get one lead. And that's exactly where you should be at. So if you guys are doing SMS, you should be at 1% lead rate, meaning 500 texts out, 5 leads in. If not, hire my team. You see the QR code in the top left, guys? I'm a mercenary. I'm a consultant on demand. Get in touch with me. I'll save you money. And just, John, while you're at it, how much money do you think this will save you in data? And what do you think you'll make just by making these changes? I'm just curious, in your own words. And I haven't paid him to say this, guys. So to go back here while John's getting that information to us, we can go ahead and I'll go ahead and just look at some other areas. So, okay. So if you want the water shutoff records, guys, boom, go to the Philadelphia Water Department, right? Boom, submit a FOIA here. Let's see how long it's going to take to get this data. Let's see. I don't think they have the turnaround times here, but okay, yeah, water shutoffs. Okay, reason for water shutoff, prevent water shutoff. Okay, so this is for people that get water shutoffs. So you can request a water shutoff list, guys. They may not give you the names, and again, that's just a little bit tedious. But I've gotten a water shutoff list before. Let me actually go on my Google Drive here. It was from a few years ago. Guys, I had my sister call because she's she's a little bit younger. So I had her call like 100 counties in the US. It was a lot. It might have been 100, but only like 4 or 5 got back to us, and they gave us a water shutoffs. We got them pretty quickly. Most of them said they couldn't do it, but we were able to get it for Denia Beach, Florida. And so I had her email them from her college email address and say she was doing a research report on poverty in Denia Beach or whatever county she was trying to get the data from. And they were like, okay, we'd love to help with your research project on poverty in the area. We got that, guys. We closed up so many deals off of this list. So yeah, this was a water shutoff list. So obviously, if the water shutoff is vacant, now my thing is, I don't necessarily. This is a hot list, but I don't necessarily need this list because I know if it's shut off, it's probably going to be vacant, and vacants are updated every 30 days. So a lot of these homes, if I had the vacant list back then, which I didn't, but I have it now, if I do a water shutoff list, they'll probably overlap. So, don't be too bummed out if you can't get this list. Just know you get a vacant list. I want to see what this home looks like. Excuse me. And so this is actually a multifamily. And with these county lists, they're going to be a little bit, I wouldn't say junky. They're just going to have like a lot of stuff you may not be able to move. Like that's a commercial property. This is a single family home. So look at this piece of crap. Look at that. So that had its water shutoff. So nobody was living there. So honestly, it'll be sweet to see if this person sold, because it might be a good time to follow up with this list. Because if it happened once, usually past behavior is a good predictor of future behavior. So if the water was shut off, we don't know. It could have just been in between tenants, but it was sold for $300K back then. That's actually a lot. It sold during the height of the market. And so back in 2021, they probably couldn't sell for that amount. Now it's worth $575. So they probably take a higher offer for this home. So it might be a good time to do a pass on these water shutoff records. So I really like this list. So another thing you guys could do as well, guys, to get fire damage properties. Give me 1 second. There was a website. Let me see here. Fire damage, fire alerts. There was a website that I was subscribed to. Yeah, that's right. Let me see. Okay, cool. All right, guys, I'm giving you guys a nitty gritty here. So there's this website called IPN. Oh my gosh, guys. So this is essentially, you can subscribe to different cities. I think they do it based off of cities, and you can get real-time alerts of incidents happening in your area. And you could just subscribe to fire damage alerts, like fire alerts. Now, not everyone's going to be a house. It's going to be commercial stuff. It might be like in the middle of the woods. But, if there's a house, I mean, you basically know before it even becomes a thing. Probably before, if it takes 6 to 8 weeks to get this data from the fire department, immediately. Now, will you call somebody, guys? Use common sense. Where they had a fire damage property like the day of, guys, no. We're not ambulance chasers out here, but I would I would probably wait 2 weeks and then call them. It may be a grease fire. It may be a total teardown. The ones I like are where there's enough damage where it makes sense for them to, like, they have to sell it for cash. It's like beyond repair, but the studs are still there, right? The wood frame's still there. If it's like a grease fire or a fire that was like a kitchen fire or a fire in their in like one of the rooms, they may just say, hey, the insurance is just going to cover it and they're going to stay in an apartment or something in an interim time. So you have to use, you have to filter a little bit, but the strategies I'm telling you guys are strategies, again, not the build to scale way, but if you guys do need to try to squeeze out a deal and you want to use your own sweat equity and your own competitive advantage and roll your sleeves up and do more than other investors who are building scalable businesses, this is how you get a competitive advantage. This is how I started, because I had limited budgets and I had more hustle than money at the time. And so I was doing all sorts of things that I definitely wouldn't do now, like help homeowners move out of the house. I told somebody that today. I wouldn't help a homeowner move out of the house. I'd pay for their moving costs at closing, but I wouldn't go and physically help them. Like that stuff I did in my first 2 years of real estate. So guys, it's all about, if you have more time than money. If you have more time, or if you have less money, you're going to have more time or spend time after hours hustling if you want to make this wholesaling thing a reality, this real estate dream a reality. You can't have convenience and a low budget. You buy convenience by having a higher budget. Okay, so some people want their cake and eat it too. They want things to be easy. They want to do things that I'm doing to get deals. They want to hire a team. I have 50 VAs working for me. They want that, but they don't have a budget. They can't rub two nickels together. And I'm sorry, like you have to hustle and you have to put the money in and put the work in so you get money in order to get to this level. That's why we build companies to scale. So I help people at all angles. This information I'm providing to you guys, it works for beginning investors who are watching these replays or watch it live, and it's helping out investors. This is just good stuff to know. Say you have to stop your company and you have to start from scratch. Say something happens in your life, things happen. These are ways that you can go back to these videos, and these are ways you can get your business up and running by what I call information asymmetry, having more information than other people. And there's ways to get ahead, but doing it in a way that's going to be easy, I wouldn't say is going to be the best route, but there's definitely ways to get ahead. So we have okay, cool. So going back to John, thanks, my friend. So he said, we just locked up one today through SMS, guys, generating 30 leads on one of their accounts alone. So a lot of leads. Let's hear it. Come on, man. Nice work. And he said they just locked up another one today. Okay, so doing 30 leads. So locking up, man, how many leads is it taking to lock up a contract? So guys, John, man, he tapped in with us. Guys, if you need an REI reply account set up, I'm not trying to plug here, but guys, if you're trying to get leads today, go to my website, buildtoscalerealestate.com, and you can see just like the testimonials we have on this page when it comes to people that message me. So what John just messaged me, those are like real interactions. I'll screenshot and then I'll put on my testimonials page. I don't ask clients for testimonials. I think that's fake. I think people should be ecstatic with what I provide to them, and then they should hit me up and say, man, what you gave me works. I don't like pressuring people and saying, oh man, give me a testimonial. Man, no, bro. That's lame, bro. That's simping for reviews. I don't work like that. But again, KPIs, guys, 1% lead rates. So you can see here, this is a campaign we ran back in October. We got 128 leads. Wow, 128 leads. And then we got 4 properties under contract out of 128. And that's honestly really low as far as the contract percentage. But we were in a affluent market. We were like in Phoenix and then a couple of affluent areas in Texas. So, it's about decent. And the assignment fees were about $25K for this client. He closed $100K in the course of 3 months. So, and this was a 130-day campaign. So we set up we did his lead generation. So these numbers stay true if you're doing it yourself. This is my guy, Nick, new investor. So he actually got 3 properties under contract with a texting account. I say 2, but after I created this little testimonial and gave me this, he got 3, 1 in Cleveland, 2 in Detroit. Boom. I think one of these already closed, and that was in January, a month ago. So, and then we had a nurse, Eddie Lopez. Shout out to Eddie. So he's physically located in Phoenix, and he's flipping. So guys, this ain't just for wholesalers. And guys, flippers, I don't care if you're getting rentals, you need marketing. If you want off-market deals, this is the way. So I know I talk about wholesaling a lot, but I work with house flippers. I work with Airbnb landlords, short-term rental landlords, 7-figure investment companies, and then investment companies are just starting. So this process, this method, it works for everybody. And guys, nobody's doing texting right now. We figured it out. We hacked it. And we know how to send over 500 texts in one drop from one phone number, not 20 phone numbers. You don't have to hire a VA to drip it out. You can hire a VA, but he wanted to do a drip campaign, but we showed him how to send off 500 at once. But I think he wanted to drip them out just throughout his shift where he worked. And then this is Marcus, and shout out to Marcus Sullivan. So he worked with us last year. Actually, Marcus was a consulting client in 2022. So he was a 20K client, big bag. But we set up his company, and then he closed up some deals, and then he hired us again last year for $13,000 to set up his team. Okay. I gave him a discount because he already paid us $20,000. So, but yeah, he got 7 deals just in like the first month of us working together. And we did a list pull with him and set up his REI reply account. Yeah. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah. This stuff is if you're not doing texting, you should. It's just a hack. It's a hack. I'm not an affiliate for REI reply. I don't get a freaking affiliate commission. It's only $97 a month. So I'd have to sell thousands of them to make decent money on that. It just works. I tried Smarter Contact, doesn't work. I tried, Smarter Contact, I'll tell you, the results are not great because you're getting, listen, I follow the owner on Instagram. So shout out to him. Nothing personally against him, right? Great guy. He's in Dubai now. Love the hustle. Love what he built. But I would say this is why I don't do affiliates with any tools, because you can work with the tool for a few days or months, and then it can be great, and then it sucks. So I don't want to push anything that sucks. And so if I'm getting paid and the tool starts sucking, it's a conflict of interest. So only affiliate right now I have is with Investor Fuse. I've been using Investor Fuse since 2017. I don't get paid on anything else. So anything I'm telling you, I don't have a dog in the fight on unless I just tell you guys what works. So Smarter Contact versus REI Reply. Smarter Contact, you're going to be getting 1% or 0.2 to 0.4% lead rates. So you can expect maybe on a fresh list, you have to send off 1,000 texts to get 5 leads. If that, it's usually around 2 to 3. With REI Reply, it's every 500 texts you send, you should be able to get 4 to 5 leads. So 5 to 7 leads. So that's a 1% lead rate. Direct mail isn't even getting a 1% response rate. That's like a 0.1 to 0.5% response rate. Okay. You're talking about a lead percentage. Nobody's doing it. Nobody's doing it because they can't figure it out. So guys, I encourage you, tap in because it took us a long time to figure out how to set up these campaigns properly. And we set up over 117 REI reply accounts. So go to buildtoscalerealestate.com, guys. I'll drop it here. And then if you want, guys, you can set up a calendar meeting with me, or you could book a call, either one. I'll drop them both here. So if you want to book a call with us, or if you want to work with our team, you can do either or. Or you could just go to buildtoscalerealestate.com, or you can email me. info@ccgarlandmarketing.com before you pull that trigger. But I'm charging a premium for this because why? I don't want everybody to know this. I don't want everybody to know this because I could go in any market untouched right now. I could go in any market untouched with texting. So guys, you got to get on texting. You have got to get on texting. Especially if you're having trouble like generating leads, you got to get on texting. You got to. But anyway, let's get back to what we were talking about. So water shutoff records, guys, tasty. You can get those from the county by submitting a FOIA request. They cannot tell you no. Guys, if you call the county and you try to get this data, they will tell you no. Guys, you got people working at not $5 an hour. They're not VAs. About probably like $10 to $15 an hour. They don't care about your success. They're going to tell you no. They're going to tell you, well, I don't know. That's not going to work. People are lazier than ever. That's why the middle class is widening. That's why you guys got to get on real estate, guys. I'm going to be honest. $250K a year is really going to be like the new 100K. 100K ain't nothing. Guys, you really need to be making $250K a year out here. And you really need to be working for yourself. And if not, you need to be a full stack freelancer. That's a CC Garlandism. You need to be a full stack freelancer. If you're a CPA, you better know how to do it all. You better know how to negotiate with the IRS. You better know how to do business taxes and personal taxes. Gone are the days of just being an expert at one thing. You have to be basically a business owner unto yourself. You have to be your own brand. I'm telling you guys, wholesaling, that's the stepping stone. From there, figure out what you can provide to other people to create your own little coaching or consultation practice. You know, for me, it's marketing. So I do deals full time, but I offset my marketing costs and get basically leads for free now because I'm partnered with investors. I'm an expert at what I do. And so people pay me to do lead generation for them. Either they want me to do it for them or we'll do JV deals. And I'm just very particular with who I work with JV. But if you're great at acquisitions and you're about 5 years in, start specializing in that, offering your services. Not everybody is meant to do that now. But if you feel like you're really great at one part of the company, part of the business, go all in on that and become a brand unto yourself. $250K a year, guys. That's going to be the minimum. That's going to be the minimum. Or you're going to be left behind out here. And you could complain about it. Oh man, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, why is this happening? It's going to happen anyway. I don't care who's in office. The middle class is widening. There's going to be no middle class, or shrinking rather. Excuse me. There's going to be no middle class. There's going to be haves and have-nots. You better be on the right side here in the next couple of years. And you better not outsource all of your mental bandwidth and knowledge to AI. You better stay up on your tools. You better stay up on your mental acuity. Is that the correct word? Let me actually check. Acuity definition. I don't want to mispronounce things, guys. Oh, yes. Mental acuity, sharpness. So keenness of thought, vision, or hearing. Yes. So you want to stay on top of your mental acuity and not have your mental acuity entropy because you're leaning on AI. My concern, I'm just going to go on a rant here, guys, is I feel like people, and this is going to go back to real estate here. I feel like people think that anything that has been created has already been created. That could have been created, has been created because we have AI. And AI is just a misnomer. So I have a guy, I'll say it. I pulled a list for him yesterday and he's using Dataflip data. He spent $15,000 on direct mail this year using Dataflip data. And it's supposed to be AI. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Guys, the man wasted money. So he was like, hey, bro, I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to pay you $2K for this list. And he's going to get 4 deals under contract. I already know it over the course of a quarter. I already know it because that's what my data is. That's what I do. I do this all day, every day. So again, guys, if you're doing this, make sure your data, make sure the left side of this wholesaling timeline is not an afterthought. Let me give you this visually here. And guys, if you have any questions, let me know. This time is for you. I don't have anything like formally prepared. And I hope I answered the gentleman's question, Elisha, excuse me. I hope I answered your question. FOIA request and FOIA request, and then check if you could get any of this stuff available for free, or that they have it online. But it looks like in Philly, you need to submit a FOIA request. Okay, so guys, drop your questions if you have them. So let me share with you guys. I love this image here, this wholesaling timeline. So a lot of investors, guys, they're great at a few parts of the business. You're not going to find somebody that's great at everything inherently. You're not. If they are, they're Superman, and even Superman had a kryptonite. Okay, so this business is almost like 3 business models in one. There's a marketing business. There's companies like myself, that consulting companies that just specialize in marketing. There's companies, guys, New Western, that just specialize in dispo. Whole business model created around that. Okay. Now I'm going to leave this up here. That just makes me feel good for John. And then there's companies that specialize just in acquisitions. But see, that's basically the wholesalers, guys. That's the wholesalers, and that's the people that are great at the wholesaling part of it. And they usually outsource the marketing to somebody smart like me, or they outsource a dispo to somebody else, and they just focus on acquisitions, or they focus on acquisitions and dispo. That's what a lot of investors do, guys. They focus on these parts, and then the marketing's after them. And then they're not challenging these marketing companies on, hey, where are you getting the data? They may say, well, we're using a proprietary tool and da-da-da-da. Guys, no, BS. I'm using IDI data for all my skip tracing. I'll tell you. When it comes to list pulling, I'm plugged into CoreLogic, Melissa data, almost have Melissa data, and IDI, and Formion, Equifax, and TLO. I'm taking a waterfall approach. That basically means I'm finding the best data for the best area. I may have to turn on CoreLogic for one and turn off Informion for another. Informion may give me 100% hit rates in one area, but CoreLogic may have a blind spot there. So with all these tools in my FTP server, I have over 100% coverage of the entire United States. So I'll tell you that's how I'm getting my data. Okay, guys, some of these companies, you need to be able to challenge them. If they're doing agency work for you, if they're doing list pulling for you, guys, you have to challenge them. If they're doing marketing for you, you have to challenge them. What happens if I need a new list? Are you just going to tell me you need to get a new list? Are you going to figure out how to work the system? Are you going to be able to offer me guidance and say, well, you know what, CC, it looks like these areas are a little bit too overpriced. We want to take you to some other areas here. Or are they going to put the blame on you and try to lock you into a contract and refer to the contract when their marketing campaign doesn't go wrong? I'm about extreme ownership. I'll take ownership when stuff doesn't go right for me or for my clients. Best skip tracing out there, hands down, IDI. Shout out to IDI. If you guys need skip tracing, again, hit your boy up, right? info@ccgarlandmarketing.com. So guys, let's go and let's reference the just some areas here in my playbook. And guys, if you haven't downloaded the free ebook, get it. There's a couple of things I want to reference here. What questions do you guys have? Drop them in there. Drop them in there, guys. And I have some here that I'm going to reference. And actually, I have a KPI sheet I want to show you guys too. So tasks and tools. So guys, you should be tracking your KPIs. I talk a lot about cold calling and texting. Let's talk about what your lead manager should be looking like. And so this is just an older KPI sheet that I have. Oops. Sharon. Okay. So this is just an older KPI sheet that I have. And this KPI sheet right here is one that I track with my team members. Okay. With my lead managers. Let me see if I have I should have the KPIs on here. Give me 1 second. Let me remove this. That's their task tracker, not the KPI sheet. And there's different departments that we need to be tracking. A lot of you guys just track all the KPIs all together, and that's not correct. List KPIs. Let's see, KPI sheet. Okay. Don't want to open up that one. Trying to find one. Okay, perfect. Cool. Okay, great. So yeah, here's what a KPI sheet looks like, because a lot of you guys do track your KPIs, but you're not tracking the right ones. So you could track a lot of vanity KPIs that really don't tell you anything about the condition of your performer, of your person who's out there performing in this seat. So when it comes to lead managers, guys, you want to have a daily target benchmark. You should only have a lead manager if you have over, I would say, 200 leads in your CRM. Really, if you have 200 leads, you need to be at least generating 50 to 100 a month. Because if not, you're going to have them do other things, because if you have 100 leads or 200 leads, they're going to be on follow-up for like over a month, and you can knock those out in a month. And some of them will be on long-term follow-up. So 1,000 leads is really what I like seeing. You can get one property under contract a month just with a follow-up specialist. And if you're paying them, which you should, around $5 to $6 an hour, guys, that's what, probably $800 to $900 a month. That's worth it if you're making even a 10K assignment, because it's not like you're spending any money on marketing for them. They're following up with leads that are into CRM. Guys, you're going to have a 45% contact rate with all your leads, most likely. If you look and see all the people that said, hey, I'm interested in selling my house, CC, you're going to have those people that initially said, I'm interested, go into your CRM, and 55% of them, you're not going to have in contact with them. You're not going to get in contact with them, unless you have a follow-up specialist. And over time, you increase that to like 70%, 60 to 70% through follow-up. You guys should not be doing follow-up unless if you're closing like 1 to 2 deals a quarter. You should have some VA support. That's the only way, guys, you can build this thing to scale, is through a team. So, but if you're doing the follow-up, you need to make sure you're tracking your KPIs separately. You're treating your business as if somebody else is sitting in that seat, because you don't know, you may not realize like how much you're overworked or how much you're missing. I talked to somebody literally right before this call, and he has 1,000 leads and he's doing all the follow-up himself. He's missing deals. He's not following up on all those leads. I know what it's like being a business owner. If you have 1,000 leads, you're going to follow up with the ones that you communicated with, not the ones you're not going to try to call people 3 times a day that you never got in touch with. That's the purpose of the follow-up manager. So if you have over 200 leads, I would say if you have 1,000 leads, what are you doing, guys? You got to hire a follow-up specialist. So what do follow-up specialists look like? Let's look at their resumes. And I love talking about this. So I interviewed a gentleman a few weeks ago, and I'm probably going to be putting him on a campaign here soon. And his name's Joshua, great guy. And so, you know, this guy was he was a lead manager. He worked for a land company. He did acquisitions. Okay. And he's been working basically since 2022. So 23 to 4 to 5. So about 3 years. I like saying 3 to 5 years of experience. Guys, we don't train people from scratch. Those days are over. Those days are over. We don't train people from scratch, guys. We train people, we bring people on, and we offer ongoing training with them, but they need to already know how to do their job, right? There's enough resources in the Philippines. These people know people. They should know the basis of, they should be able to generate their own portfolio, and they should work for free or work alongside somebody so they can teach them the ropes so they can get their first job. They shouldn't be experimenting on your dollar. Guys, what's important for a lead manager or junior acquisitions manager or as an acquisitions manager is completely different from a cold caller. A lot of you guys want to promote your cold callers to lead managers. Guys, people that are cold calling, it's a different type of job. People that usually are great at acquisitions and lead management, they hate cold calling. So you guys need to stop trying to force VAs and team members in positions that they're just not built for. Okay. And I do this a couple different ways. I do this by analyzing what I call their astrotype. It's a term I coined, where I'm looking at multiple personality frameworks to determine what their best fit is for my company in that position. I have a database where I know the specific birthday and 16 personalities type for each individual position in real estate. So for an operations manager, I'll tell you the best birthday and personality type is an ISTJ born on 28th of March. 27th, 28th, or 29th. I would probably say 27th or 28th of March. Specifically, I've hired 3 people with that birthday and MBTI, and they're basically the same person. This is something I'm debuting here in the next, hopefully this year. I've been working on this framework for 2 years now. Yeah, going back to 2022, and I've been developing it, and I haven't launched it yet to the public, but it's going to be groundbreaking when I present it. So it's basically, if you ever been in a situation, you're like, man, I lost that VA. I didn't know I don't know if I can find a replacement for that person. I'll tell you the 80-20 of it, guys. Only thing you need to do is find out what their personality type is and their birthday, and then replicate them. So here's just a little preview of what that looks like. So let me remove these names here. Hide. Okay. So like I keep track of this is next level, guys. I keep track of the position they applied for. I keep track of the MBTI. You're going to get a lot of people, guys, that are ENTJs. And that's the thing, guys. Operations and admin specialists, they're not going to be in real estate. Not. So you guys are hiring a lot of ENTJs for operations and admin specialists, and they suck at details. Operations for project managers and overall, I guess like management of your company. So I guess like as a manager and keeping people on task, yeah, you can hire an ENTJ, but you need an ISTJ to be in that role, who's going to be really the person you need, like that technical specialist. An ENTJ is not going to go inside of unless they were born in March 28th, they're not going to go inside of a tool and like figure out the nuances. Now, I would say this, there's another birthday period. It's in August 26th to September 4th, I believe. Anybody born on that day, during that time frame, these are natural systems people. So anybody born on August 26th to, I believe, let me get my book here. Give me 1 second. I think it's August 26th to to September 4th. They're going to be natural systems people. And guys, this is the Astro type framework. Guys, I haven't debuted this because I needed more data, because I'm not about to present this and then people like say I'm woo-woo and all this stuff. I want to bring actual data, because my goal before I die is to get things that are considered pseudoscience, real science, because things that are in the information that's in the general public right now are in institutions. Institutions are behind. They're just behind. So I'm not over here looking at the stars and burning incense, even though I do like incense, to determine like the best people to hire. But I am, going after seeing astrological patterns here based off of data. And somebody has to take that plunge. If this stuff has been around, MBTI has been around for over 100 years. It goes back to Carl Jung, and Carl Jung's respected with the 12 archetypes. So, and the MBTI was developed in the first place for hiring people, women actually, in the war effort, because women had to replace men in World War II. I think World War I and World War II, when they were downrange, right? So it was to figure out who will work best. Now, the MBTI gets you halfway there, but the birthday really tells you what you inherently are interested in and actually have a natural aptitude towards. So people like myself as an INTP, like people would be like, oh, well, you must be good at like calculus and all that type of stuff. And I can get my way around math, but it's not something I find interesting. And then people are always stunned when I tell them an INTP, because I'm not awkward. I'm suave. I'm smooth. I like being in the public, but that has more to do with my birthday. So again, with that being said, I think there's actually how many archetypes here? If we want to do 16 personalities times 366 birthdays, we're really looking at 5,856 different types of people in the world. That's really my theory. That's my theory. I think there's 5,856 astrotypes is what I call them. And if you find somebody who's born on the same birthday with the same personality type, they're darn near the same person. I guarantee you. There's a little wrinkle here and there because everybody's unique and all that type of stuff, but they're going to basically operate the same. Okay, guys, so I can talk about that for days. So, you know, a lot of investors, the reason why I say that, they want to just go off with their resume. And while the resume will get you close to the person having the hard skills, somebody could just, they could have not been great at those jobs. And since they just had a resume background in lead management or acquisitions management, you know, you may think that they're good, but they just keep on getting hired. And then they're in the industry for 10 years. You may think, oh, they've been doing this for 10 years. They're good. And you may listen to the accent and you may think that they're great. No, you should be hiring ENTJs for acquisitions and cash buyers, but ENTJs are slippery, guys. ENTJs, some of them are lazy. So you really have to look at their birthday. If they're born in April, May, or March, late March, anytime in April or May, probably good to go. Select days and weeks out of the years for other ones. I don't hire anybody in July. I don't hire anybody in June. I do not. I don't hire any Cancers. I don't hire any Leos because I just don't. I don't. The Libras I hired are just, the ones born in October are just very, you know, like I hired this lady. Look, guys, this lady was born in October 27th. She was an ISTJ. And look, I got her on the call, ISTJ, but low energy, monotone, and older. So if you guys are like, oh, Cecil just said, just hire an ISTJ. No. So you guys get this book that I had called The Secret Language of Birthdays. Boom. And you guys could look and see what the actual birthday profiles of people are. It has birthday profiles for everybody. Okay, guys, let's get back to it. I was just stalling until we got a real estate question. So we have one. So do you do commercial leads pulling? Yes, I do. One of my most successful clients, shout out to Brian, I pulled a list of apartment complexes for him, and he got a deal with $1 million in equity. I should have partnered with him on that deal, but we did a nationwide commercial list. So tap in with me. You can email me at info@ccgarlandmarketing.com, or you can go ahead and go to Calendly. It's probably the easier one, or fill out the form, or you could just email me probably, or hit me up on Facebook. Right? There's multiple ways to get in touch with me, and just say, hey, I'm interested in commercial leads, and I'll get you a quote. Okay. All right, guys. So, guys, we're coming up on an hour. Again, I didn't have anything prepared, guys. I'm not about to sit here and just lecture on the same things over and over again. I'll start preparing some stuff, but unless I have actual new insights to provide to you guys, I'm not going to like get on here and just like repeat the same thing over and over again. I will say this: get on texting. Guys, what questions do you have? If somebody just wants to, I wish I could bring somebody on here. Let me see. Nah, I need to figure out how to bring people on so we can actually collaborate, because I'm doing this on Restream. If this was on Google Meet, I'd be able to do that. But you know, if you guys have any, maybe next time I could bring you guys on, and then you guys can share your KPIs, so it's just not me talking. So maybe I'll do that next time. But if anybody has any questions or wants me to look at their KPI sheets, let me know. If not, I'm going to wrap this thing up. Wrap it up. Anybody got any questions, comments, concerns? Questions, comments, concerns? All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. And again, if you guys need anything, just touch base with me. Again, the commercial properties, submit a FOIA request for. Don't just call them. You know, these people are lazy. The confused mind will say no. So go ahead and call and submit a FOIA request. Okay. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. I'll see you in the Facebook group or YouTube. Guys, if you know anybody that is stuck, don't just keep me to yourself. Like right now, YouTube they're not really pushing a lot of my content. So yeah, okay. So StreamYard, yeah, Jermaine, I appreciate that. So yeah, I might switch to StreamYard so I can bring people on. But guys, if you guys know anybody who can use this information, tag somebody, guys. That's what I need from you guys. So if you guys are finding this helpful, bring people on over here, okay? Because YouTube's not really pushing my stuff because it's not like spammy and entertaining. So it's informative, but I'm working on building that back up. But my full-time gig is helping my consulting clients, and it's doing real estate. So I'm not over here trying to be like the biggest influencer in the world, okay? But I do like doing this and getting the actual information that you guys need out here. So let me look at my notes here. If you guys want to stay on for a little bit because we see more people hopping on, let me know. I could go back to this hiring guy. So once you guys are hiring, just remember you want to focus on lead manager. They should have started with cold calling, but they should have done acquisitions. Guys, I don't think you should hire an acquisitions person from the Philippines or even a foreign one off the jump. You need to have them as a lead manager initially. And if they are going to be doing acquisitions, you want to make sure they have enough leads in order to get something under contract. But one thing also too, I realize, guys, is that a lot of homeowners do not do a great job. Excuse me, not a lot of homeowners, not a lot of investors don't do a great job with, what am I trying to say? With leading a team. Just because you could get properties under contract yourself doesn't mean you're great at leading a team. Okay. So this is super important, super important. So we had a question here. Thank you. Tabiti, so great hearing from you. It's been a while since we connected. Let's talk about the Vegas market. So you know what I love doing. I love doing the zip code analysis. So let's go ahead and get this down and dirty, baby. And I'll tell you exactly what I think based off of data. So I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke on you. Let's look and see what the data tells us. Zip code analysis, distress market analysis, market analyzer. Okay, cool. So let me clean up some of these tabs here. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, let's look at the Vegas market, my friend. Window. All right, distress market analyzer. This data is updated as of 2024. So if you haven't gotten it, grab it. You can go get it at my website. You can also look. Just message me on Facebook and I'll send you the link actually because it's not on my main page. Okay, let's talk about Vegas. First, I need to get the zip codes in it. So I'm going to go to Vegas MSA. Vegas MSA. Okay, sweet. Okay, so metropolitan statistical area. So I want to look and see all the counties that are here. Oh yeah, Clark County, right? That's one of the main ones. If you'll tell me the freaking counties, guys. Clark County. Oh, it just says like I said. Let me see. Here we are. Counties. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to be lazy here. Why didn't it? Let me see. Is it just Clark County? Okay, let's just do Clark County. Let's just do Clark County, okay? All right, we'll get to Jermaine here in a second. So cool. Let's just do Clark County, and let me go back to my zip code analysis sheet. So I'll just do Clark County. This isn't going to be like a super deep dive here. This isn't what I do if I do a list pull with you. So just keep that in mind, okay? And what market in Missouri, right? I need a market. Or you give me a few markets to look into, Jermaine. So, county's gonna be in Clark County. So. Okay, sweet. So we have quite a bit. All right, this is literally how I will look at this, guys. So my initial thoughts here are I like the volume. As far as how many zips there are. Definitely going to be over 1 million in population. This is the first thing I do. I average out all of the data fields here up top, the median sale prices, homes sold, and then days on market for the entire area. And I'll freeze this top pane. Okay, cool. And then I'm just going to average all these out. Just give me a second. All right, cool. All right, so the thing I love about this zip code analysis sheet is going back to 2021 when I first did this, created this sheet, I can see like the trend analysis and trends over time. So check this out. In 2021 in April, I know this was like in the spring and this is July 2023, went from 291 up to 401. And then went from 401 to 433 from July 2023 to July 2024. And then it was 445 as of December, the most updated. I did this sheet. Let me create these numbers. So, so first things, guys, home sold volume is good, but I do not like the median sale price. There's a direct correlation with the median sale prices. If the median sale prices are higher, seller motivation is going to be lower. That's just a general rule of thumb. The median sale prices are higher, it's going to take more leads to get a property under contract. Now you have to ask yourself, is it going to be worth it? Right? Is it going to be worth it? And is it going to be worth it? And I will tell you why I was laughing here in a second. Is it going to be worth it to target this area? And you're like, well, I could get, if your assignment fees are $50K, okay, do it. But if your assignment fees are only $20K, not only $20K, that's a lot, but $20K to $30K, you can do that in another market and probably get twice as many leads. So I'm not liking what I see because I know this is getting to the affluent price range. I like being around 250 to 300K as far as the median sale prices. I'll go up to 350. You know, I'm not strict about that, but definitely when we get around 400 to 450, if you're going to be in, unless you're physically located in the market, I get it. You can be in the market if you're physically there. Unless it's like $1 million area, I would go virtual. But if you're physically in the market, cool. You go up to 500K because you're going to have a competitive advantage because you're there. But if you're just thinking about going to this market because you're like thinking about virtual market, no, there's so many others that you go to, the Midwest. So my initial thoughts, I don't like it. I don't like how many, there's only 67 zip codes. Majority of zip codes are overpriced. If I look at, meaning they're going to be affluent homeowners. So look, I only have one zip code below 200K. One. And that's low density. So guys, when you call these sellers, even if you have a tax delinquent list, and that's why I realized last year I was targeting affluent areas. And even if I was targeting them years ago and the list I was targeting was like vacant, tax delinquent, water shut off, and all that type of stuff, the homeowners, it didn't matter if they were in a distressed situation. They would still think they're sitting on gold because of what's happening around them, right? If these people live in the hood and even in some of these higher end zip codes, but there's always, not so great pockets in each zip code rather. So if they're in zip codes where the median sale price are 400, 440, and their home is worth like 100K, it's appraised for 100K, right? The ARV is like 250. If they're able to go down the road and they're able to get, Whole Foods, or they see all this stuff happening, this gentrification happening, they're going to think that it's going to spread to them. And they're going to think that they're sitting on gold. And it's their lottery ticket. Oh, and let that thing be in the family for a few decades and they inherited it. They're going to be looking at that as their check. So, yeah. So, yeah, exactly. So, I'm not trying to bust your bubble here. I'm just trying to be real with you. And so I hope I can be honest with you. So yeah, to BD said, thanks, CC. I'm not really getting a lot of motivation when cold calling. Yeah. And so you'll get 1% lead rates, right? You'll get 1% lead rates with texting. But the thing is, it doesn't matter what market you're in, you'll still get 1% lead rate. So you can send off 500 texts and still get 5 leads with texting if you do our setup, with REI Reply. But the thing is, those leads are still going to be not motivated. You're still going to need probably 100 to convert one to a contract in a month, if that. So guys, the market matters. The market matters more so now than it did previously. The market really matters. So a lot of you guys want to target or focus on what list I should pull. The market you're in really, really matters. So again, that's why I start off with a market analysis, right? That's why a lot of investors fail, because they're just going and pulling lists and they're thinking it's the zip, not the zip codes. They're thinking it might be the cold callers that they're using. I use this company and they suck and I'm not getting any leads. They think it might be the skip trace and all that skip tracing sucks. They might say, man, REI Reply sucks, Smarter Contact, Lead Sherpa, all this stuff sucks. But they don't even realize it's their market. That's the crazy thing about it. Guys, I'm an extreme ownership guy. So I'm going to make sure I check all the blocks. But you don't know what you don't know, which is why, guys, if you know somebody who can use this information, tap in. They don't have to be in your market, guys, but send them over this way. People need to know this information. I'm trying to get this information out to as many people as possible, but the algorithm is not on my side, because I'm not about to do a YouTube thumbnail with, oh my gosh, looking all stupid over here, bro. Like I used to do that stuff, but I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just giving guys what it is. I'm almost 40, so I don't got time to be over here playing around on looking foolish, So I just want to give you guys what's up. So I hope you guys appreciate that. Okay, great to be, excuse me. So hope I help you out there. I was laughing, guys, because my guy, John, he just locked up another contract, another one while we were on the call. So, bro, working overtime, man. Just locked up another lead from texting. Guys, I'm not telling this guy to say this stuff. Really, I should, bro, that consulting call was like 300 consulting call is going to make this man $30,000 probably easily, just with getting him on point. All right, so guys, let's do St. Louis, Jefferson, Clay. Okay, so cool. So St. Louis, let me just make sure. St. Louis MSA. All right, let's see here, guys. All right, let's do the St. Louis MSA. Guys, let me know if this is helping you out. I'm going to be honest, guys. I feel like I'm talking to my VA team. I get on the call with them. They all have their screens down. I'm like, I like my voice. I like hearing myself talk, you know. But I'm a Leo, but I do like interaction. I do feed off of that a little bit. So, but if you guys are on, you're sticking around, which I see a lot of you guys are. It's hovering around and probably like 10 to 12 people. Then that lets me know that you guys are finding value out of this, which is I appreciate. Also, too, I'm mindful that some of you guys may have little ones around. I'm mindful of my language too, so make sure I just keep that on low because some of you guys may be in the car. Okay, so let's see here. Counties. Okay, so Vaughn, Calhoun, Clinton, Jersey, Macomb. Okay, so this is a okay, so this is quite a large MSA. So St. Louis, Jefferson, Clay. So I guess Jefferson. Okay, so Clay, Jefferson's included, but I'm not seeing Clay's included. Let me see Clay County. Clay County MSA. Okay, so that's Jacksonville. So that's going to be the Jacksonville MSA. So let me do this. I'm going to do, I'll do like a light MSA for you, Jermaine, because I don't want to sit here and bore you guys with how slow I am when I add these things here. So I'll look at Vaughn, Calhoun. Okay, so oh, actually, you did have Jefferson there. Okay, so you had Jefferson. Okay, so not Clay. Okay, so cool. So let me share my. I'll share my whole screen with you guys here because I'm just going to go back and forth. All right, so there may be a little bit of an affinity screen here. St. Louis. Okay, cool. Perfect. All right, so let's do this. Jefferson. All right, so cool. So first county is going to be. Okay, so it's I didn't realize St. Louis is touching Illinois too. Yep, it's touching Illinois. So I'll do the Missouri counties. I'll do the Missouri counties, and I'll do those first. I already could tell you, like, I like the Midwest a lot. All right, cool. So let me do Jefferson. Jefferson. And then MO. Okay. Jefferson. Crawford. MO. Franklin. Right now, guys, I'm just getting all the counties and putting them on a sheet here. So that's why I'm a little quiet here. Franklin. Lincoln. Lincoln. MO. Lincoln, St. Charles. So we haven't even gotten to St. Louis yet, and we already have over 40, which is cool to see. So that makes me feel good. So guys, one thing that I hope you guys realize is that AI can't do this. I mean, it can, but you have to program it to do this. Like you have to create an algorithm to do this. Excuse me, guys. I think I did Lincoln twice. Yeah, I did. St. Charles. I'm not great at multitasking, guys. So let me try to not do something that I can't. I'm not AI. So St. Louis. Okay. MO. Okay, cool. So this is where we're going to get bulk of our zip codes. Nice. And then let me do St. Charles. And then I'll do Warren. Memories. I'm trying right now. St. Charles. And then the last one I'm going to do is Warren, and then we'll get into the fun part, which is the analysis. Excuse me. All right, cool. So let me go ahead and remove this. I'll stop the share here. Give me 1 second, guys. Stop share. Hey, what's going on, Howard? Long time no see, my friend. Long time no see. It's good hearing from you. How's everything going? You got any questions? Got a market you want me to analyze? I'll be here for however long you guys want to listen. So I was about to get off because it didn't seem like anybody had any questions. So okay, great. Let's go ahead and run into it. All right, so let's talk about this market. So the first thing I do, guys, I'm going to freeze all these panes here so you can see along with me what I am analyzing. Freeze top row, and I'll expand all these out. Throw a filter on it. All right, first thing I'm looking for, just I guess this is like a pre sort of like analysis thing I do. Is just like, do I have a healthy amount of zip codes? Do I have over 100? And excuse me, guys, being so buggy. Yeah, I have 100 and looks like 119. Yeah, 119. I like that. So let's go ahead and do the averages. Just going to do an average for here. I want to see what the data looked like over the course of 3 years. Has it increased? Has it decreased? Has it stayed the same? Because if it stayed the same, that'll tell me it's a strong rental market. So I might have a lot of buy and hold investors buying my stuff. And what I was going to say is like, guys, you can't pay an AI to do this or make an AI do this, like unless you teach them this process. Artificial intelligence is only as intelligent as you're feeding it. Like, it's not going to be an expert once you get into like the nitty gritty of doing these things. Like, people are just assuming, oh, it's just going to know the right markets. It's going to know them based off of general. It's just getting the general information, guys, that's been regurgitated over and over again from bigger pockets, different blogs and stuff, superficial information. So until you train it to do what I'm doing, I don't think it can replace humans. It could get you to a certain place. Like what I do, guys, is I use it for this. I'll use ChatGPT for this. Say I need to take all these zips. So instead of doing like an Excel formula, which would take me forever, it would just be confusing. I may take all these zips and be like, hey, ChatGPT, take all these zips and put them in a row and separate them by a column, because that's the only way I can search them in my FTP server, my list pulling tool. So I'll use it for that. It saves me a heck of a lot of time doing like Excel tasks, but it's not going to replace the human data analytical part, right? We have to be able to analyze this data, guys, and interpret it. And in a real estate market, it's always changing. So what may be true today may not be true tomorrow. And one thing that it's not going to do is be able to connect disparate phenomena. So it may not be able to take something that's happening in South Florida, why a lot of condos are selling now for maybe like 20% less than what they sold for the pandemic. It may be able to tell you this, but this is just one example. But it's commonly known now those homes are selling for a lot less now than during the pandemic because of the HOA increases, right? And on top of that, too, because of that Surfside condo collapse, a lot of home condos need to be up to code. And so the prices are lower to try to compensate for the HOAs that are increasing, even though your monthly payments will be about the same with the increase in the HOA. So, that's just one example. But, other examples, only the human could catch. So, guys, don't feel hopeless or anything out here. I do not. I feel empowered. I use AI to enhance my learning, right? To speed up my learning and to challenge my some of my thoughts that I have. I don't use it to be the end all be all, if that makes sense, for making decisions. So, okay, so let's talk about what I like about this area. So I see that there were 57 homes sold in December. I like that. So over 50, 40 days on market, anything below 50. I really like seeing that. 294 is a median sale price. I like it. Now, are there other areas in Missouri that you could target? Yeah. But are other virtual markets you could target? Yeah. But I like what I see here. So, yeah, it's all about the priority. So if I'm going to prioritize which zip codes I go to, that's really going to determine whether or not you're going to feel encouraged when you go and you start doing your marketing. Because out of all of these, it may only make sense. And I'll only start targeting a handful of, maybe like 5,000 to 10,000 records initially, even though I can, it's within my budget to just go wide open and pull all this data. I'm going to test it. And I want to actually see, okay, can I go to the most motivated zip codes with the most motivated list and get 1 out of 30 leads under contract? If I can, great. If not, then the market is deceiving. There's a lot of markets out here, guys, that look good on paper, but they're not great to market to. One is Philadelphia is like one where it looks good on paper as far as the data, but it's the homeowners just have that northern sort of my house is sitting on gold type feel. So not saying it's a bad market, but if you look at that market and you're like, well, the median sale price are like this price range, home sold or higher, you may think, well, the homeowners will be the same as they are in Missouri as they are in Philadelphia. No, those homeowners, even though the median sale prices are around 300K or lower, they're like, you might as well be marketing to Los Angeles with a lot of those homeowners. So, you want to make sure you're marketing in a decent enough quantity to get a large enough sample group to get a vibe on if the market's good enough to be in, but you need to also ensure that you're prioritizing the most motivated zip codes. So if I were pulling a list here, what I would do is I would eliminate any zip codes that are over or under 50 homes sold. Look at the median sale price, 294. I'd probably go up to like 400K as far as the median sale prices. So this is going to eliminate anything affluent. I will eliminate any zip codes that are potentially like war zoning. So like I'm not going to target these zip codes right here. Now, will I target them eventually? Yeah, but I'm not going to do this initially, right? Because 85K and 79K, this is landlord territory, what I call it. So you're going to have to offer people like 15K, 20K. You may pick up 5 to 10K wholesale fees, right? You'll target them, but I'm not going to get excited if I see those leads start coming in and I get property under contract. I want to give myself the best opportunity to get properties under contract that I can actually move. I may even eliminate everything below like 120. I'll keep this 121 in, but I may just eliminate anything below 120. I'll keep the 122 one in. So let me just go ahead and put a floor here. Right. And then out of these, which ones am I going to target first? Right. I'm going to target the ones where the median sale prices are lowest to highest. So if you just do this randomly, you may get all these zip codes, prosperous, affluent zip codes. Now, if you target tax delinquent, absentee, distressed, owner occupied, vacants, okay, cool. You'll get motivated sellers, but why don't you do yourself a favor and go into the most motivated zip codes first? And those are going to be the ones where the median sale prices are lower. Guys, if you do a list pull with me, I do this for you. And as you can tell, guys, it's not just me putting the data in a list pulling tool and pulling it. No, guys, it's a multi-layered approach. It starts with the market analysis, doing what I did here. Then it's a list pull. Or it's determining the list pool because it varies based off of the data that I'm seeing. I can either target a tax delinquent vacant list, out-of-state absentee owner, or distressed owner occupied. So people that bought their homes for like 80K or 50K, having a floor of like 25 to 50K as far as what the homes were assessed for. I could do that. It just all depends. It depends based off of because I've targeted Missouri before, and I'll look and I'll see the leads I generated in Missouri and what lists perform best. AI can't do that. I'm sorry, AI can't do that. AI doesn't have that experience. So don't get fooled out here and get these data flick lists and all that type of stuff. If you're going to waste your money or gamble it on me. A lot of you guys, I'm going to call you guys out. You follow my stuff. You've been following my stuff. You haven't spent $1. I'm going to do you like Kevin Samuels. You better put some money in that donation bucket if you're finding value, because what you're trying to do, you're trying to take this information and then try to piece it together yourself, which I mean, it's cool, but don't try to apply these principles and then try to put it together yourself like Sanford and Son using junkyard parts when you need to be using the premium data. So some of you guys watch, you lurk, but you don't buy, and you come to me when you don't have 2 nickels to put together and you try to get a discount, and there's no discounts. I'll give you payment plans. I'll do that, but there's no discounts. No discounts. Say that in the camera. Okay. So, all right, guys. So yeah, I like what I'm seeing here. So this is what I would target. So I would literally target probably these zips first. And we do this too, guys, because we want to actually see, like, if guys, you want to do this because you want to put all the zip codes on here. If I actually was doing this for Jermaine for as a list pool, if he was a client, I would include the ones in Illinois as well. I would do all of them. But in this case, I didn't want to bore you guys with putting all the ones from Illinois. And this gives me a good little, I have a good understanding of what the market looks like based off of this data that I see here. But we do this as well because we want to, there may be an area, especially if you're from the area in St. Louis, you may feel biased and say, well, what's a good example? You may say, well, 63111, that's in the middle of nowhere. Ain't nobody targeting it. That's a war zone. When I see in 2021 in April, there were 20 homes sold, 86,000 as a median sale price. I'll give that to you. But in 2023, if you're still going off of 2021, or you were in high school in the 2010s, or 2020s, 90s, 80s, or whatever, you may be like, man, there ain't nothing out there, and you may not have been in this zip code in a while, and you're going off of what other people are saying, or what you currently think the market is, or what your last impression of that zip code. And I'm going after the data, and I'm like, okay, the 131K median sale prices went up quite a bit from 2021 to 2023. Okay, and then there were 88 homes sold. So almost triple, 2460. Yeah, triple, 46. Yeah. No, quadrupled. Yeah, the homes sold quadrupled from 2021 to 2023. And then the home prices increased a little bit more from 131 to 159, and then 83 homes sold in July. And then in December, a few months ago, okay, it's about the same. And we expect it to dip down a little bit in December, okay? But I would say the biggest leap was from 2021 to 2023. Guys, homeowners, this is the perfect time to get in touch with them in this area, because 160K, the height of the market here, if you market to the people here, they don't know what they're sitting on. So they still may think that their home's worth 86K. And I know some counties don't assess the properties for once every 7 years. Now they go on Zillow, people go on Zillow and they're like, my home's worth X, Y, and Z. But if they're if they're not seeing like a lot of realtor signs, and a lot of realtors aren't going to be in these sub 200K areas, they're going to think that their home, like nothing's really happening there. And the reason why I like being in these markets where the median sale prices are like 250K to 300K is because even if you have a zip code where the median sale prices are 122K even if you have a zip code where it's 122K as far as the median sale prices, excuse me. Let me slow down here. Let's just say your median sale prices for the whole market's like 450K. This person, this 122K zip code, they're going to go down the road, or they're going to travel within 30 minutes out of their zip code over the course of a month. They're going to see realtor signs. They're going to see development. They're going to see all this stuff happening, and they're going to think it's impacting them. If somebody is in an area where it's like 300K or 250K, yeah, they may see like development here or there, but a lot of the zip codes are going to be, just like theirs, probably run of the mill, not a lot of overdevelopment. You're not going to see like every billboard on the interstate. You're not going to see sell your home for cash, or list with the best as a realtor, or don't take lower for your home. And you're going to see like all this stuff, and it's going to make them think that their home's worth more. So that's why your market matters, guys. Your market matters. Your market matters. So like it's super important to make sure that you're in markets that are where there's cooperative sellers. And again, 250K to 300K, a lot of areas in the Midwest. So Springfield MSA, Detroit MSA, Michigan. I like Cleveland, right? Cincinnati, I just did analysis for somebody for there. I like Cincinnati, Akron, Ohio. So I mean, all those states in the Midwest, you'll find you can basically throw a dart at any one of those MSAs and you'll probably be good to go. One that I haven't marketed to yet, but it's on my radar is Pittsburgh. So I'm not sure if you guys have targeted that one, but that's one I'm going to target here in the next month just to see if the data that I'm seeing is actually accurate, because it looks like a really good market. So guys, you should be virtually wholesaling and know how to virtually wholesale. Okay, right? Super important. Don't get stuck on one particular market. Perfect, my friend. Glad you're impressed. I got on the end. What's up? Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey, you bought a zip code analysis sheet from me, and you emailed me, and you wanted some details on how to use it. So if you go back on this video, it'll be online here on YouTube here and on my Facebook. It shows you how to do the market analysis. Like at least once a month, I do a market analysis. But if you have any questions, email me. Email me at info@ccgarlandmarketing.com. Okay. And I'll answer your questions, or the email that you bought the list for the market analysis from. Okay, guys, that's going to wrap this thing up, guys. Hey, the MVP on this call is going to go to John, and that's just not because he spent some money with me on consulting. guys, hey, listen, you got to plug yourself out here. I haven't been plugging myself. You got to plug yourself out here. But guys, John, he locked up a deal while we were on the call. So MVP of this call. So guys, I hope you found this helpful. Hope you guys found this helpful. Again, I'll test out and I'll do this on the weekday next week. So if you guys have any questions, and I'll see if the volume's a little bit higher during the weekday, the day, like the work day. I'll do it like 11 to 1, right? And you guys get to ask your questions to me there. But I want to catch people that probably were working 9 to 5 jobs, the ones that could really use this. Again, guys, last thing I'll say, if you want to work with me, I'll show you guys how to get in touch with me. So if you want to work with me, you can fill out this form here on my Google Sheet, or you could book a calendar, right? So you work with my team, put your information here, say what you need help with. Guys, I do it all. So I customize all my programs for clients. I found that the more I try to push people towards a particular service, it doesn't work, guys. I'm a consultant. I create all my services for my clients, right? And so even though I may have standard packages, we mix and match based off of what you need, and we make it work with your budget. So if you have over a $500 budget, if you're spending that, guys, you got to tap in with me. I got at least get you a list pool. My whole goal here is whatever money you spend, you get a 5x return. I'm not going to guarantee you over a month, but over a quarter, guys, if you're marketing to it, you're going to be able to get something, right? Most of my clients, they get 10x returns on my list pools. So I undercharge for my list pools, and they're $21.97 just for 10K records. I undercharge because I've had people, shout out to Josh Marcus, shout out to you, in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area. I pulled a list for him last year, and he got 4 properties under contract, 18K assignments. So $21.97 he spent. Let's just say he spent, I'm going to do the math here, $21.97. Let's just say he spent $10,000 on direct mail. He's at $12,197. He made $18,000 on 4 deals. He made $72,000 off of 12. Let's just say $15,000. Spending $2,000 with me, guys. That's what I do. So some of you guys may say, "Well, I can get this lit 500,000 records." Ask John. John was getting 100,000 records for how much, man? Like $500, and his numbers were all off. But he made the adjustments in the data provider I told him, and guess what? His KPIs, again, they were around 300 leads, 300 texts to get 1 lead with cold calling. I gave him some direction, and he got it down to 100 texts per lead. So a 1% lead rate, guys. So, guys, that's what I do. Also, if you want to hit me up on Calendly, you can schedule a time. I prefer you guys filling out the form, just filling out the form. Or guys, if you want to email me or message me on Facebook, guys, I don't like whatever you guys want to do. Like I'm not like, hey guys, you got to do this. So if you guys want to DM me, I DM people, guys. I hit people up. I communicate with you guys. I'm in touch with my people. Okay. You guys could go ahead if you want to sign up for not RVM, my fault, for REI reply setup. You can see all my testimonials on there. This is probably the one of my highest in demand services right now. You can go ahead and just buy it on the website. So and so we have 2 plans. We can set up your REI reply for you, guys. This thing will pay for itself in 30 days, guys. It's we have people here. This guy, he got 7 contracts. I didn't, guys. This isn't a fake review. I can show you the text on my phone because some people do Canva and all this stuff. No, bro. Like this is actual interaction. Me talking to my guy Marcus Sullivan, and he was like, "Hey, appreciate it. I'll keep you posted with the results. What's up, bro?" I didn't ask him. I was like, "Hey, man, just keep me updated." He was like, "Hey, I want to let you know that everything is going great. We have 7 contracts with buyers found for 6 of them." So I think he made like $200K in like a quarter. So he got like probably in 30 to 60 days, 7 properties under contract, found buyers, moved them. He had a huge summer last summer. Appreciate your list pools and the guidance that you've shared with me along the way. So guys, anybody that buys any of my services from me, you get like consulting as well. So like, you know, it's not going to be like daily, but guys, hit me up. I'm not going to like leave you in the dark. Your success is my success. Your success is my success. So guys, get on that, man. Get on that. You know, you guys could co-sign up for REI reply yourself, but you got to get 10 DLC approved, and you guys won't know how to set it up the way we set it up. And the way we set it up is that you can send off 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3, 4, 5,000 texts at once if you want. So you could send off like before 10 DLC, we set it up like that. You can't do that in Smarter Contact. You can't do that in Lead Sherpa. You can't do that in anything else. And it's all legal and above board. All legal, all above board. We set up your website. We set up your we give you a call too. So you'll have a call with my tech team, and they'll give you a 1 hour overview of how to use a tool. Guys, once it's set up, it's low maintenance. It's no technical issues, no nothing. We set this up for 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, teenagers, like young people, like 20 years old. They're more tech savvy. I'm saying, guys, you got to be texting, but it's difficult to do yourself. That's why we offer it as a service, a premium service. If you try to do this yourself, you're going to fail. That's why our guy, John, had a call with us and he made the adjustments. So he was already set up. So guys, get on that. Get on that, guys. I'm telling you guys, I make my services based off of what you guys need. I don't just like put out junk. You know, what I offer this year, I didn't offer a few years ago. So I'm always staying ahead of the curve. And why? Because I'm doing this stuff for you guys. So I run a consultation business, but I'm doing deals myself as well. So I do both. They're just things that I get fulfillment from working in the consulting role that I don't get fulfillment from in my wholesaling business. And I think you should always have different services that you're offering in order to different, as an entrepreneur, you should always have different like businesses that are serving different parts of you. As much as I would like to get everything that fulfills me in real estate wholesaling, I may not be able to do that, right? And same thing with consulting. There's certain things that I'm not able to get out of that business model that real estate offers me. Okay. So guys, hope this helps. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I'll chat with you guys later. Bye.